Slavery is nearly as old as civilization itself. Long before written history, people captured, traded, and exploited others across every continent and culture. Yet, when most people hear the term slave trade, they think of the transatlantic trade that tore millions of Africans from their homes between the 1500s and 1800s. Roughly 10 to 13 million were forced across the Atlantic. Only about 10 million survived the brutal journey. Of these, around 450,000 ended up in the future United States, while Brazil alone imported nearly 5 million. But another slave system existed at the same time, one many people have never heard of. Nearly 60 years before the American Civil War, the United States fought its first overseas war to confront what was often called the white slave trade of North Africa for centuries. The Barbary states, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, and Morocco launched raids across the Mediterranean and into Europe. Their corsairs captured ships, seized cargo, and enslaved sailors and civilians. Under the legal framework they operated under, non-Muslims could be enslaved or ransomed, and over 300 years, an estimated 1 million Europeans were taken. Some raids reached as far as Iceland. Before American independence, British naval power protected American ships. After the Revolution, that protection vanished. By the late 1700s, Barbary corsairs were seizing American vessels and enslaving their crews. The young United States, too weak to fight, paid tribute for safe passage. But President Thomas Jefferson despised this system and believed paying tribute only encouraged more piracy, much like medieval Dane Geld. When Tripoli demanded greater payments and declared war in 1801, Jefferson finally acted. American warships sailed into the Mediterranean, blockading Tripoli. In 1803, the frigate USS Philadelphia ran aground, and its crew of 307 was enslaved. In a daring nighttime raid, Lieutenant Stephen Decatur and his men burned the captured ship to prevent its use by the enemy. But the hostages remained in captivity, and Tripoli demanded an enormous ransom. Jefferson approved a bold new plan. Former Consul William Eaton and Marine Corps First Lieutenant Presley O'Bannon would lead a tiny force, just 8 Marines and about 500 Greek, Arab, and Berber mercenaries, across the North African desert to capture the coastal city of Derna. The march was grueling, little food, constant infighting, and repeated mutinies. Yet, O'Bannon's leadership held the expedition together. In April 1805, supported by naval gunfire from the USS Argus, Nautilus, and Hornet, the assault on Derna began. O'Bannon and his Marines pushed through heavy musket fire, seized the fortifications, and raised the American flag, the first time in U.S. history that the flag was planted on foreign soil. The victory shocked Tripoli. With American forces now threatening inland advances and the corsairs' fleets under attack, the Pasha agreed to negotiations. On June 10, 1805, aboard the USS Constitution, the United States and Tripoli signed a treaty ending the conflict. The U.S. would pay no more tribute, its hostages were freed, and American shipping gained safe passage. This marked a major blow to the Barbary slave system. Soon, European powers followed America's example by using naval might instead of payments, crushing the corsair economy. The coastal raids, ransom networks, and large-scale enslavement of Europeans collapsed soon after. Marine tradition holds that O'Bannon was honored with a Mameluke sword by a local leader, an iconic weapon Marine officers still wear today. His small band of Marines had accomplished what many believed impossible, establishing the legacy of a fighting force known for achieving the impossible, the United States Marine Corps.